Hi mga betch, it's me, your doll detective, Martin Rules, and welcome back to my channel. Hello! Welcome back to me actually. I owe you guys an apology. I'm very sorry for being missing in action for how many months. Kasi ang dami nagme-message sa akin kung ulit ako magkakaroon ng episode, but siguro masasabi ko lang, I really did take my time to produce an episode kasi hindi siya madali. Kasi wala naman akong team, ako lang mag-isa. Yung concept, yung research, yung video, production, look, post-prod, lahat-lahat. So, hindi siya madali. Um, bawat episode, pinag-iisipan talaga, pinag-effortan. Kaya, hindi siya naging consistent. Unlike before na, noong 2020, during pandemic, na super consistent ako. Kasi parang very short video lang naman yung ginagawa ko before. Pero nung nag-ask ako sa inyo kung mas gusto niyo ba yung long form or short form na video, sabi niyo long form. Kaya medyo, ano siya, mahirap talaga siya mga best. Anyway, it's not an excuse. Syempre marami din nangyari sa buhay-buhay natin. Kaya madaming naapektuhan, like my channel, and itong true crime na super, alam niyo naman na dedicated ako talaga. So ayun, again, I'm very, very sorry sa mga nag-iintay ng mga episode na Philippine True Crime. Yun, hopefully, tuloy-tuloy na talaga to. Actually, itong case natin na tatalakayin, early this year ko pa siya ni-research kasi gusto ko talagang, sabi ko, 2024, magtutuloy-tuloy na tayo every other week or every week, ganyan. Tapos, hanggang lumipas na yung ilang buwan, nahirapan akong humarap ulit sa camera at magsalita. Nahirapan akong kunin or hanapin yung courage katulad before. Tapos every time I tried na mag-film ng kahit random video lang, parang wala ako doon sa tamang headspace. Kaya hindi ko na din siya pinush. And ayoko naman maging bara-bara lang yung video na ginagawa ko. So, yeah, that's it. Anyway, kamusta kayong lahat? Thank you so much for staying here on my channel and for being patient. Na-miss ko mag-create ng video and welcome sa ating bagong setup. So, finally, I'm back. Welcome to me, your doll detective. Okay, wag na tayo magpatumpik-tumpik pa. For today's video, we are going to talk about Brie Johnson's sudden death. Dahil marami kasing tao na hindi naniniwalang she unalive herself. So, yan ang pag-usapan natin for today. By the way, sobrang short and quick ng details about this story because yun lang yung nag-gather natin during my research. If I miss anything during my video, let me know sa comment section. Feel free to comment para mas maging clear sa ating lahat. Also, kung may mga updates, ganyan, please leave any references then or links sa comment section below. So before we start, just like any other of my videos, trigger warning, this episode contains unaliving, drugs, and all. So if you're not in the right headspace, please feel free to exit this video. So just a quick background lang, si Brianna Patricia Brie Johnson Agunod was born on July 25, 1991 sa mga magulang na sina Sally and Vincent Agunod. And then eventually yung mom and dad niya separated. And si Brie moved with her mom to Davao City kung saan siya nagtapos ng high school. And in college, she took industrial engineering at the Ateneo de Davao University. After niyang graduate, lumuwas siya papuntang Manila and then nag-enroll sa University of the Philippines College of Fine Arts. Pero she dropped out after a semester. Brie is a contemporary artist and her art mainly focuses on images of flora and fauna. In her own words, yung art niya is rooted in her belief quote-unquote, the personal is political. At yung paintings niya are visual commentaries on the divide that has grown between nature and mankind, a divide that displays them as other different from human and lower in importance and hierarchy. Naging apprentice siya under Jason Montenola, who combined Baroque painting techniques and bleak surrealist motif. Merong mga exhibits si Brie here and abroad, katulad na lang nung Therion Mythos nung 2014. I stared at the abyss and the abyss stared back nung 2015. Noong 2016, Scream, They Who Were Sucked into the Orifice. 2017, New Dogs, Old Vices and Writings. 2019, Notes on Stillness. And ZZYZYX in 2021, to name a few. So basically, Brie is busy doing art. She's making it and making a name for herself. And in September 2021, si Brie, together with Julian Ongpin, which we're going to talk about later, went to La Union for her artist residency. Nag-check-in sila early evening ng September 17 sa Flotsam and Jetsam Resort. And mga bandang 2:56 AM, nakita sa CCTV na lumabas si Julian Ongpin sa tinutuluyan nila na may hawak na red wine. Ilang saglit lang makikita sa CCTV na sumunod si Brie at pagkatapos uminom siya ng red wine at pumasok na ulit dun sa tinutuluyan nila. So to give you an idea, yung CCTV kasi para siyang nakapatong or nakatali siya or what, naka-set up siya ganyan sa puno. Ang nakikita sa CCTV, hagdan, yung pintuan nung room kung saan sila nagstay. Lumabas si Julian doon sa room, tapos pumunta siya doon sa may stairs. So, siguro mga less than a minute. Sumunod si Brie, tapos wala namang kasing audio. Parang nag-uusap silang dalawa, and kinuha ni Brie yung red wine, tapos tumungga siya doon sa bote. And then after nun, pumasok na din siya sa loob. So, hindi tayo sure kung nagtataas na ba sila ng boses, kung may, hindi ba sila pagkakaunwanaan, ganyan, or not really sure. Pero, ayon sa PNP, dahil daw sa body language nung dalawa, nakuha ng CCTV, mukha daw silang nagtatalo o may pinagtatalunan. And then, the next thing happened, Brie was found dead dun sa tinutuluyan nila. I'm not saying na si Julian yung may gawa nito, but he is the last person saw her alive. Anyway, sino ba si Julian Ongpin? Si Julian Ongpin ay anak ni Roberto Bobby Ongpin, former chairman and CEO of Alpaland Corporation. Bobby was the former Minister of Trade and Industry ni Marcos Sr. Yung business ni Bobby Ongpin ay property development, financial services and mining, and through his Bell Corporation and strategic partners, he built the luxurious Tagaytay Highlands. Habang yung Alpaland Corporation niya naman ay yung developer nung high-end Balisin Island Club Resort. In 2022, Forbes magazine named him, si Bobby yung tatay, Bobby Ongpin, as 23rd richest Filipino with a net worth of 46,504,485 pesos. Anyway, yung mom ni Julian na si Della Stone, isang Australian, passed away from cancer, was an avid collector of both Australian and Philippine art. And ayon kay Julian, he grew up in Sydney where the walls of the house were covered of her mom's collection. In 2015, he opened Julian Ongpin Young Artist or Joya. During the opening of the gallery, Julian mentioned how he is a direct descendant of Filipino painter Damian Domingo. And also, his grandfather, Alfonso Ongpin, was a famous collector of priceless works of Juan Luna, Felix Hidalgo, and Fernand Amorsolo. So basically, the Ongpin family are collector of art. They love art. Nakita naman natin yung timeline from his grandfather, sa kanyang mother side, pati si Julian, super love nila yung art. And noong 2021, it was announced that the Ongpin family had set up a 1 billion peso fund to invest in promising Filipino startups through Ongpin Angel Investors Corporation, kung saan si Julian was named as the president of OAIC, which is yung Ongpin Angels Investors Corporation. And upon my research, it was not mentioned kung paano nagkakilala si Brie and si Julian. Pero I'm assuming since both of them are really interested in art, yung isa nagpo-produce ng art, yung isa nagko-collect ng art. So, I assume dun sila nagkakilala. Anyway, going back dun sa night na natagpo ang lifeless yung body ni Brie. Ayon sa autopsy, Brie died of asphyxia or lack of oxygen due to strangulation. But there was no conclusion yet if it was due to a person strangling her or if it was a self-inflicted. So, ang claim ni Julian, Brie hung herself on the shower curtain rod. Many suspects na yung mga galos ni Julian sa kanyang forearm ay dahil sa struggle, and I'm using air quotes here sa mga nakikinig sa podcast, kasi may mga theories na yung galos niya na yun ay from Brie. However, yung mga galos na tinamo ni Julian sa kanyang braso ay galing sa pagwasak niya ng pinto ng CR kasi he was trying to save Brie. At sabi ng police chief, nagmatch daw yung story ni Julian on how he found Brie's body dun sa bathroom at dun sa mga scratches ni Julian sa kanyang body. Pagkatapos nag-conduct ng reenactment yung mga police at tumugma na tumama yung kanyang katawan sa mga pako dun sa pinto. Subalit at datapwat, a medical legal report from Ilocos Training and Regional Medical Center suggests there were signs of struggle, tulad na lang ng bruises on other parts of Brie's body. And nire-reject naman ng pamilya ni Brie that she would take her own life ayon sa kanilang legal team. Brie's friend, Sian Dairit, said, and I quote, "The timing of all this is a little more painful because she's been wanting to move there for a long time. And on her first night of the actual move, this happened." End quote. Nakita rin sa autopsy na mayroong drugs sa urine ni Brie, and they also found 12.6 grams of cocaine dun sa tinutuluyan nila. They arrested Julian, who was also found to have drugs in his system. Noong October 18, 2021, the Department of Justice charged Julian with non-bailable drug possession. And then yung legal team niya filed a motion for reconsideration for a basis na yung local police daw didn't follow the chain of custody rule. And noong November 15, 2021, yung La Union judge na humahawak sa case ni Julian granted his motion by dropping the drug charges against him. Despite his illegal possession of drugs, and at the time kasi ongoing yung campaign ni Duterte na drug war or yung extrajudicial killings niya. Surprisingly, Julian was released from prison. Sabi ni Erwin Bautista, isang residente sa San Juan at representative ng Association of Tourism Industries and Networks sa La Union, and I quote, "I thought they were strict about the war on drugs. Will it leave an impression that if you belong to high society, you can escape accountability?" End quote. Samantala, in an interview, sabi ng pamilya ni Brie, they had a hard time processing yung legal requirements following her death. Nung nabalitaan nila yung pagpanaw ni Brie, the next day, pumunta na agad sila sa San Juan Town. Even yung mom ni Brie na si Sally, who was in Canada, dali-daling lumuwas ng Pilipinas nung nalaman niyang pumanaw yung anak niya. And katulad na lang ng mga simpleng mamamayang Pilipino, they experience struggles and delays sa paghanap ng lawyer, na magre-represent sa kanila. And another thing, na autopsy na pala dapat yung body ni Bree noong September 19, pero somehow, hindi available yung doctor that day. Sabi ng pamilya na delay ulit yung pag-autopsy sa body ni Bree noong September 20 dahil kailangan nilang i-move yung katawan nito sa chapel sa San Fernando. On top of that, yung mga police have no evidence to charge murder or even homicide charges in relations to Bree's death. By December 2021, the police announced that Julian Ongpin was no longer a person of interest in Bree's death dahil they found no signs of foul play. Sabi ng Gabriela Women's Party, quote-unquote, "How can the PNP be so sure of lack of foul play when it mishandled the pieces of evidence surrounding Bree's death? Pag mayaman at dikit sa Pangulo, instant absuelto. Pag mahirap, patay agad." 2 weeks after Bree's death, September 29, 2021 to be exact, her remains was laid to rest at Davao Memorial Park. Yung mom ni Bree na si Sally expressed dismay over PNP's sloppy investigation and the release of Julian. Dagdag pa niya, nito lamang nung pumanaw yung kanyang anak, sa kanya nalaman na mag-boyfriend at girlfriend itong si Bree at Julian. She explained, and I quote, "No, wala akong alam na may boyfriend si Bree. Usually, she would inform me. Sometimes, she would keep it until na time na she can tell me." End quote. So that is the sudden death of Bree Johnson. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Ako, personally, parang nakukulangan ako. Like, katulad ng sinabi ko nung umpisa na I'm not saying na si Julian yung may gawa nito and all, blah blah blah. And parang ang swift ng lahat. Lahat-lahat. Sobrang bilis. Parang, yun na yun? Also, let's just say na nag-self-exit nga si Bree. I'm not saying na yun yung nangyari. I'm saying na halimbawa yun yung scenario, right? So, bakit sobrang bilis i-drop ng charges against kay Julian? And nahulihan siya ng drugs and non-bailable yung pinaso sa kanya, which is yung RA 9156. So, yeah, sobrang interesting and mysterious ng case na ito para sa akin. Ang tagal ko itong pinagnilay-nilayan kasi sobrang swift ng mga nangyari. As in, wala pang ilang, usually kasi 'di ba, like nagtatagal ng ilang taon, ito super bilis lang. Alam mo yun, no foul play and all. Yung mga evidence pa parang hindi kinolek ng maayos. Though hindi ko personally kilala si Bree, I can say na marami siyang plans, gustong i-achieve in life dahil sobrang bata niyang nawala. Ayokong magsalita ng kung ano-ano. Baka ako naman yung mawala, be. Anyway, ayoko nang pahabain because yung thoughts, violent reaction, and opinions, yun naman yung gusto kong marinig. Let me know sa comment section below. Babasahin ko yan kahit ano pa yan. Negative or positive. So that's it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, please keep safe and healthy, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye.